Welcome to the Baddy Smash podcast. This is Chai.
This is Blaze, back for week 3.
Joined with T2 Slade.
First and
That's
foremost, we have a bit of a royal decree to declare. We have a bit of royalty with us today. Your Highness, oh great royal Blaze.
Thank you.
Care to recap us off a little bit about week 2?
Week 2, yes. I can pull up those results. All right, so we've got Candy Jack versus Albino Joe going Candy way 2-0. Candy over Lars 2-0. Candy over Salvo 2-0. Albino Joe over Lars 2-0. Albino Joe over Salvo 2-0. Lars versus Salvo 2-0. Chai over Blaze 2-0. Chai over Duds 2-0. Chai over Mad Cow 2-0. Duds over Blaze.
That was reverse. Mad Cow beat me 2-0.
Oh, Mad Cow won 2-0. Got it. Okay, then this was Duds over Mad Cow 2-0. And KK over Wellens 2-0. Wellens over Reaver 2-1. Wellens over AJS 2-0. And then KK over Head Reaver 2-0, as well as over AJS 2-0. Head Reaver over AJS 2-0. I think that kind of qualifies as some type of upset, maybe. Cax over Jimbone 2-0, which confirmed my win over last week's Baddy Bet because Cax stayed undefeated after he beat Huckleton 2-1. Jimbone beat Huckleton 2-0. I think Kaiser won against LPJ 2-0. And then beat Chris DPG 2-0. Beat Ooga Booga 2-1. And then Kaiser won over Chris DPG 2-0, and he beat Ooga Booga 2-0 as well. And then Chris over Ooga Booga 2-1. Firehawk over Valkyria 2-0. And Heather 2-1. And Zachman 2-1. And then Valkyria got a win over Heather 2-0. As well as Zachman 2-1. Heather beat Zachman 2-1.
I don't know if we need all of them there, Rich.
Oh, sorry. This did not list who was on stream and who was not on stream.
I'm going to comedically fast forward your voice in production.
Got it. I look forward to it.
So what you're saying, though, there's a lot of 2-0s, though.
Yes.
A lot of stompings this week.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 2-1s and the rest were 2-0s. I don't know the grand total of how many we had, but I know the stream matches were very close, excluding my 2-0 loss and maybe another 2-0 loss. I think it opened with Candy Jack losing to KK 2-0 probably.
Yeah, that's a real stage setter for this season. A little bit. I mean, these are two Titans. First match of the stream. KK proving that, he's here for a strong start.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that doesn't put the fear of God into you from the Kazuya perspective, few things will. I don't think he's going to ruin Baddy League, but God might ruin this season. It's going to be a menace.
Candy himself said that unless people actually start learning how to play against Kazuya, because I think there's a little bit more to the matchup than there is for most matchups. Like, you actually need to know what you're doing against him and not like generally, what do I do against a fast character? What do I do against a slow character? It's like, no, what do I need to do against this character? And maybe I'm wrong, but unless someone sits down and starts doing that, I think KK is going to be a menace.
It definitely reminds me of when Alpha Mew was playing Steve, and Chai was giving his feedback after playing him on stream. He was like, before that match, I made sure to go into the Steve Discord to learn Steve stuff. And whatever Chai learned, correct me if I'm wrong, whatever you learned was not enough.
No, that shit didn't help at all. I got 0-2.
Yeah. So you need more. You need to do more than just research. You actually need like matchup practice. And it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. But have faith. Have faith in Baddy.
Hey, what else do we had? Kaiser versus Ooga Booga is an interesting one to talk about. We had on stream last week. I believe. Let me figure this out quick.
He won 2-0, did he?
Kaiser?
Kaiser won 2-0 over Ooga Booga, did he not?
Yes, he did. You were right. Kaiser hasn't been talked about too much this season, but he is 5-1. He's doing quite well.
Yeah, great results. I think he said that he didn't practice a lot during the off season. He's slowly learning the new Joker tech. I guess he plans on maybe using Joker on stream or not, but I think his Wolf is still pretty solid. Yeah, I think we'll definitely see him move up in these groups.
I think we'll ever have someone slingshot on stream.
Kaiser knows how to do it. He's done it. I've played against him in friendlies. I've seen him do it a good number of times. I can guarantee you'll probably see it from him at least once if he gets more stream time.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because out of all the players in the league, KK and Kaiser are the two I feel like would actually sit down and learn how to do it and implement it into their gameplay. So that'd be cool to see.
Also, hot take, I don't want Kaiser to play Joker. I think his Wolf is great. I think he brings a particular playstyle that not really many players in Baddy League bring with that Wolf, and I like it a lot.
Are you saying you don't want Kaiser to play Joker because he'll be even harder to beat, or are you just saying you just like the Wolf?
I'd kick Kaiser's ass. I'm not worried about that. I just like his Wolf more.
Oh, I do agree with you.
First, folks.
I do agree with you, but I also think that his Wolf probably has more SDs than any other player in the league. So if he could break that habit.
That's fair. We did see him side B off the stage accidentally last week.
Yeah, that's
no,
not
he's
a new
good.
thing.
Kaiser can beat me. I just can beat him more.
Gotcha. Yeah. Can't wait to see you guys on
SDs
stream.
than Reaver, Slade?
I recall more, but I could be wrong. I mean, maybe it's because I know that Wolf is notorious for it, so I kind of pay attention more. It could be confirmation biased, but it happens every time he's on stream. He's a great player. He really is. And I mean, I like Joker myself, so I'm not going to complain. I'd like to see someone play it if I'm not playing it.
Fair. We each have our own biases. Speaking of biases, the one thing from week 2 I'd like to talk about, and just it leads into week 3, which is another subject yet to come. A little biased. Your Highness, I think, please give me a pardon for being as biased, but I'm facing Duds for a 3rd time next week, and for whatever reason, new to this season, I'm kind of whooping his ass.
What's the set count for this season?
This season, I've beat him twice, and he hasn't beat me once.
So the set count is 2-0 for you right now.
All time, it's 4-4, which makes the game 3 exciting because that'll break the tie that we have right now.
So this is big. Okay.
But I would like to see him put up a better showing, just because both times I beat him, there was one game where he just kind of pooped the bed and made a big mistake that led to his death.
You're single-handedly ruining his record because he's currently 2-3, which is not a Duds record at all. And if 2 of those losses are Chai losses, then wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good that comes with being able to rematch someone, and there's like some annoyance that comes with being able to rematch someone. A lot of times there's players that just play you really, really well. For example, Mad Cow lost to Duds 2-0. I've only beat Mad Cow once, and he's clipped me on stream multiple times. It looks bad. Like, it's one of those classic matchup things where like it just doesn't even out well.
Yeah, I love that.
What do you think, Slade? Do you think that Chai has figured out the Duds matchup, or do you think this is dumb luck?
I think, Your Highness, that this is most certainly not luck. Chai figured something out, as we've seen last season. Chai is just a much better player than maybe people are giving him credit for. And if they're not, they are now. And even himself. It's not luck. Chai deserves to be up there, hands down. Chai's top 4 material, easy.
Ooh, top 4 material. Okay.
I did it once, I'll do it again.
I think that I would definitely agree with you. Season 4 Chai, significantly worse than season 7 Chai, since I met him in season 4. Yeah, I was definitely worried when we saw his greatest performance in Baddy 6 and that he immediately switched characters. But I think it's going well, Chai. I think no one knows you. No one knows you better than yourself. So keep up the great work.
Debatable. Sometimes I don't even know me that much, Your Highness.
Okay. It'd be like
This is
that
getting
sometimes.
a little too hashtag humble brag. So why don't we talk about one of my favorite matches of last week, Your Highness? What about the Chai versus Blaze match?
I think that's just an issue that I'm gonna have to overcome, which is my idea of the top 8 players. I'm really struggling to beat this season. So I have to overcome that mental wall, as well as don't die at 60, and just be better. Just be better and make better decisions. So far, the players I've played against were really good, and they did everything they needed to do to win, so I applaud them. But yeah, I think that I definitely didn't. So when I lost game 1, okay, you gave me the bans, and I was just like, this can be done. You know, I was just like, there is no stage pick that's going to guarantee me. There's no stage pick, there's no counter pick, there's no character pick that's going to guarantee me game 2. So let's just run it back and let's just try to play better. And I didn't. So that's why it was 2-0.
Yeah, you're currently 0-5, but not all 0-5s are created equal. You're playing against the best of the best week after week, and you're up there, but someone's got to be the bottom of the best.
Which definitely is a great discussion point for sort of how Swift plays, or how Swift chooses the groups, because it was my impression that, like, okay, you lost your matches, you go down a few groups, but I'm still kind of, I guess, I don't know if they're in order but I guess he's just kind of got this, like, mental idea of these players are on this level, so so he's not going to put me against someone that's brand new to the league, etc. So I'm still in the same group as Candy Jack, so I got to find a way to beat Candy Jack and KK. Wait, no, this is group 2.
You could do, Your Highness. I believe in you.
Thank you, Slade.
We believe in you, Your Highness. You got this.
Such loyal subjects.
I gotta bring this up because I want to. This is a bit of a self thing that I want to do. But Welland's playing Ganon one game. Man, I loved it. He came out so strong at first stock, and then ended up losing that game. But I just love seeing Ganon on stream again. And honestly, his Ganon is scary.
So fun little underground piece of information for you two that you really would have loved watching then. 2 seasons ago, last season, because we had Wellens, during our downtime, one of the things we did was we had an all Ganon tournament, and Wellens won that tournament. He only lost to me, and I placed not as high, but Wellens was the king of the Ganons in Baddy Smash as of right now.
The Ganon of the Ganons.
Yeah, everyone left the Ganon Discord that KK created. But I feel like you were in it, Slade. I feel like you were at least in it for like a brief period of time. Anyway, yeah, we used to have used to be like 3 Ganons in Baddy between Mulletsor, Zed, and one other one.
Tree.
And me, I did Ganon on stream a little bit.
Oh man, I wish someone could dig up that VOD.
I gotta put my plays by Tree pretty badly.
I've also played Ganon once or twice, and it's a lot of fun on stream. But yeah, that's one of those characters that used to rival the Lynx and the K rules of Baddy.
Yeah,
of character selection.
Ganon is the gatekeeper of characters.
What do you mean by that?
Like, he's so easy once you know how to beat him. I like when I switched to Joker to deal with Tree, I 3-0'd him almost every time, and I mean 3 stocked him.
Oof.
But like up until that point, when I was playing, Snake and stuff, one time I panicked once and bam, I'm dead, 60%. So like he's the gatekeeper of characters, that character, and in particular Tree in that season. But once you know how to beat the character, super easy mode. But until then, that character will destroy you.
Truth.
All right, any other matches caught your guys' eye from last week?
Not really last week, but I kind of want to look at week 3, kind of move on a little bit here.
All right, let's do
As
it.
a last refresher of week 2, though, you hear us calling Your Highness His Highness. That is because last week's Baddy Bet was to see who would remain undefeated and what stage would be picked the most of the least picked stages. No one won on the least picked stages. There was a tie between Lilat and I think Paulo Bastion, but there was not a clear winner there. But there was for who went undefeated, and that was Cax. Cax has been stomping. He stomped last week. He stomped the week before that. He might stomp this week, but that is why Your Highness is here with us. He's got his royal decrees. Rich, is there any match in week 3 that you would like to lead us off with?
Yeah, since you brought it up, I'm looking at Cac's group right now. And when I look at this group, the only person I see him giving any trouble to Cax is probably Heather. That's the best bet if out of anyone out of the Cax group.
He has confessed to me that he is a sucker for running into Ridley forward smash. He says it's like a magnet to him.
Oof. Well, we'll see if his RNG pulls through again.
Can I just say how excited I am to see a Ridley on stream and how fun it's been to watch already?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, last week's game was crazy. It's probably one of my favorite games last week.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought this up because the Cax versus Heather match coming up this week on stream, it might be the match I'm looking forward to the most out of all these coming up.
For me, go ahead, Your Highness.
I think we've got a nice budding rivalry between Candy versus Wellens. I think they butt heads a lot on stream in the playoffs. That could be fun. Head Reaver versus Kaiser. That's going to be a good one. I think they both enjoy playing each other, so that should be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh man, I just saw we got My Wing versus Salvo.
For the closer. For the closer.
For the closer. Man, we have a lot of good matches.
Lars versus Blaze is the one that sticks out to me too. Lars versus Blaze is going to be two big dudes, maybe. Either that or it's going to bring out Wolf. Just swinging at each other.
Yeah, I actually love watching these heavy matchups. Assuming, we know who Lars is going to play, but that Highness guy is just a wild card. Maybe play something that's not too heavy.
His Highness does play Wolf with what I can only describe as big character energy. So I will add that there.
I'm gonna add that one to my vocabulary. I like that one. Big character energy.
BCE.
Now, a lot of those matches that we mentioned kind of lead up into our Baddy Bet of the week. T2, do you care to describe it to us?
Yeah, sure. So we have 2 people still undefeated, and we have 2 people who have yet to win a match. So we have Cax and KK undefeated, powerhouses this season, and we have Salvo and Blaze, the bad of the worst, the best of the worst, or the worst of the best. There you go. Yet to win a game. So the bet is, and this is going to be a 2v1 bet. So it's going to be 2 people on one side, 1 person on the other side. What is more likely to happen? The undefeated people stay undefeated, or the 2 people that have yet to get a win get their first win.
And that's either of them get their first win, right?
Yes.
So both have to go undefeated, or at least one of the 2 who have not gotten a win and need to get a win.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just how, like, if 2 undefeated people get a win, that's more likely, or more heavily stacked on that side. So it's more of which side happens.
Yo, I'm gonna take the lead on this one. Salvo beats My Wing. Blaze, you beat Lars. I see our lowly, winless brethren. I see our Highness. They're gonna get some wins. I can see KK losing to Duds. I think one of us will finally figure out that Kazuya matchup. I'm pretty decent at Kazuya matchup. Cax, I think Cax wins all of his games, but the kicker is that they both need to win them, and I think that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to stay undefeated. So you're taking the gonna get their first win side, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna let you go second, Your Highness, simply because you actually have a factor. You have a horse in this race. So I want to let you choose first, and I'll choose the remaining side if I have to. So what's your play, Blaze?
Yeah, I'm gonna bet on black. I'm gonna say that me and Salvo are gonna win some games this year.
Okay.
I mean, I think Salvo's played my wing enough to not get hit by roller. Salvo lives in Shield, so he should be fine. Go ahead, Slade.
I like it, man. The confidence. So that leaves me with the undefeated side, which I'm happy to take. KK and Cax just looking so good this season. And I'm gonna refrain from talking about the other side just because, I don't want anyone listening to hear, I don't want to hurt your highness's feelings or anything. So why don't we move on? We got our bets locked in. Or do we have a punishment this week, Chai?
I haven't thought of one. However, let's outsource this one a little bit.
Oh, God.
Those listening at home, if you can cram up with a clever punishment for the next stream, you're invited to do so.
No fucking yodeling.
With the one stipulation being no yodeling because we've already done that before.
Something that big, we probably have to save for a later in the season. But
Are
keep
you
in mind,
gonna save it for the finale? Well, let's get the yodeling done this year. If you want to see someone yodel this week.
I mean, you can suggest it if you guys really want it. But keep in mind, this is a 2v1 bet, so there will be either 2 winners or 2 losers. That might factor into, 2 people yodeling together. Oh man, that would be great. But
Fucking team karaoke yodeling.
let us know what you guys want, what you want to see. Do you really want to see, Blaze yodeling again? I would love to, but that's just me.
All right, so I think that concludes for our base portion of our show. Up next, our first guest of the season, the Huck you don't fuck with, the OG Link. He's doing pretty great this season, and he might even make it to through the qualifying stage. We got a lot of high hopes for this fella. We got Huckleton coming on real soon. And for our first interview of Season 7's Baddy pre-show, we have the Huck whom you would not want to fuck with. It is the OG of the links. It is our great Huckleton. Huckleton, thank you for joining the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chai. Appreciate it.
Huckleton, we plan on starting all our interviews with sort of your origin story. So the first question is, how did you get into Baddy? Who did you hear Baddy from? Was this your first Baddy league? Sort of just talk to us about that. I know that's kind of 3 questions, but it's all the same theme.
Yeah, gotcha. So I started playing with the Baddies back when we were running Overwatch leagues. I would play on a team at our college at UW Stout. And our team had often faced up against Swift and his gang. So when they started doing Overwatch leagues, we hopped in and started playing with them. And then once Smash Ultimate came out, it was a hot new thing. I've enjoyed playing Smash for quite a while, so I figured I'd hop in and play some of that.
Do you play off season at all, or do you just play for the Baddy League?
I stopped playing when I moved down to Madison 2 years ago.
All right, honestly, that's pretty impressive because you still do quite well without the practice. But yeah, you actually are the OG Link. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, boy.
You've been here since season 1, correct?
Hell yeah.
And you played every season?
Yep.
A vet.
Yeah, really.
True vet.
The vet that no one talks about, but we really should. We finally got you on the podcast, and I'm glad you're here for this.
Yeah.
So you were on your college's Overwatch team, and then you just heard through the grapevine that someone had another Overwatch team, and it ended up being AJS. So you challenged him, and then you guys just kind of kept in touch, I assume, and then Smash dropped, and then AJS started the Baddy Smash. Is that right?
That's kind of close. Yeah. Our college, we had LAN parties every once in a while. And at those LAN parties, we would host various tournaments. And so I had a team of Overwatch players, and then Swift had a team, sometimes 2 teams of Overwatch players.
Okay.
And so that's how we got to playing against each other. And then just
Gotcha.
through camaraderie and sportsmanship, now we're here.
Nice. So who was your Overwatch character of choice?
Mine was Zenyatta for the longest time, and then Brigitte.
Okay.
Those are my
All right.
mains.
A support guy.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, back to Smash. Back to Smash though.
All right, so back to Smash. As we noted, you are the OG Link. Baddy currently has roughly 3.66 links, depending on how you want to count AJS and Valk. Why Link?
I've just always played Link from 64 onward. He's been my favorite to play as.
So
And
OG.
never been tempted to stray off of Link.
Well, I mean, if I'm playing casually, I'll usually just pick random. But
Okay, got
like,
it.
if I'm actually trying a little bit, I'll play Link.
All right. Smart man.
How about 3 best Link moves in your opinion?
I don't know about best, but my favorites are the boomerang. That gets me into trouble a lot with my muscle memory. I really like up smash. And I really like his new dash attack as well in Ultimate.
Yeah, that up smash can be so annoying to go against just because it lingers for so long. And my patience, and I've seen this happen on stream with other people too. Like my patience to sit there and just wait for it to end does not exist. So I just run right into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Every
Definitely
time.
can catch you unawares.
I think we saw that week 1, Zachman versus Pro Tip, right? And Pro Tip shielded the first 2 slices of up smash and then got hit by the last one. Oh, and that Zachman took the set. So very, very sneaky, very sneaky. So you've been so you're the longest Link main here. Season 1 vet. What advice would you give for somebody who, or I guess what advice would you give to like sort of players that are, 2-3 years in, trying to make sure they get into the playoffs or just trying to make it to the next stage? Sort of what would you recommend for them if you have any advice for them?
I think one thing that helps me, and it might not help others, is to, I guess, take a look at how you are playing. I'll tend to, if I do play on stream, I'll watch my games back once or twice. But other than that, relax and have fun. Like if you're like me, you can get in your own head too much if you start thinking too much. So like turn your brain off if you need to.
Yeah, I completely understand that. I think the best way for me, at least as a player, to play Smash is to get to the point where my muscle memory takes over and I just stop thinking.
Mhm.
I'm guessing you might have a similar vibe going with you.
Yeah, totally. I try to use my muscle memory as much as possible, for better and for worse.
All right, and then lastly, so you've been in Baddy Smash in Season 1, which means you've probably played against a lot of these players who have been there since the beginning. Is there any player that you've played more than anyone else, and do you kind of consider that player as like a Baddy rival in a way?
Oh, that's a hell of a question, man. I can name you maybe like 3 people I've played a lot. Kaiser is one of them. I really like playing against Kaiser. He's a good support. I've played against Tuna Sub quite a bit as well. Both Wolves, of course. And then the other person I often find myself up against is my Wang.
The gatekeeper. The gatekeeper. Yeah. Is that the one you need to beat to ascend to the top 8?
Maybe not top 8.
No, you gotta be less humble, man. You gotta just learn from Swift and some of these players in this league. Just have confidence even if you lose. I mean, Salvo, I admire his confidence.
Oh, totally. Salvo is like a G, but while not being a G.
I've always considered you and Tuna Sub to be rivals, Huckle Tune. That's that's the matchup I usually see the most on stream, or like I'll be looking through the match recordings and I'm like, gosh, Huckleton sure does place tuna sub a lot. And I haven't like done like all the results and like seen, I don't know the set count between you two, but I've always considered you two rivals. But the reason we added the question is because, you know, since you've probably seen the most names, you've seen the most recurring names since you've been here since season 1. So, you know, it would have been interesting if you had said like, oh yeah, I consider Swift to be my rival. I've always wanted to beat Swift. Or, you know, it could have been Wang would have been a good option. Maybe you have this inner beef with Joey. I don't know. So
Yeah, no, I think the tuna sub was a good call. Between him and Wang, I think are probably the two most played opponents for myself.
I do feel like you are that person who, even like some of the better players in the league, when they get matched up against you, they're sweating a little bit. You're
I can
more of a
attest to
wild
that.
card. Yeah,
I can attest to that. I've played against Huck once, and it wasn't like a free game. You had to actually think about what you're doing. Are you getting hit by the up smash, in the boomerang, and literally everything else?
I'm surprised you didn't mention the bomb, because you were the first person I seen before, you know, Candy, and even with Candy in the league, who started doing some crazy bomb shenanigans and, you know, making me go lightheaded while casting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun move. I definitely enjoy it. It's just, I guess, something I don't think about too much.
Perfect.
Weren't
Let's stick with a
you-
strategy. If it works, it works, right?
Yeah, right?
Huckleton, weren't you known for selecting mementos with Persona 3 music as a counter pick if given the choice?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. That's
Hell yeah.
okay. Yes. All right.
Did
So
that have
and that's
anything to
probably
do with the
where Slade
casters?
saw some bomb shenanigans with that slant.
Yeah. That map is so good with Lincoln. I said it so many times. I gotta know that anything to do with us casting. Do you ever listen to us and be like, "This is the stage"?
Oh no, I don't have the stream up while I'm playing at all. But
I
it's
just mean
'cause
like
I love the music.
retroactively. But if we both came to the same conclusion, that makes me even more happy.
Yeah, no, I just love the music.
Not even the stage, just the music.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just happen to stumble into what I think is probably Link's best stage in the game.
If it works, dude.
Better than Town and City, Slade?
Oh, for sure. Because all of Link's projectiles don't really care about, besides his arrow, don't care about the slant. You could bomb upwards, you can boomerang upwards. So it shuts down a lot of characters, and having that much space, you know.
I think even the arrow clears the ramp.
Arrow does clear the ramp. If you're standing on the base platform at full charge, it will clear the ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, there. I stand corrected. Even better than I expected. Yeah, but bombing the slant too. If you hit the bomb into the slant, it'll go upwards sometimes, and it's really confusing as an opponent when stuff like that happens, and you just don't expect it.
Yeah, you can definitely get funky.
So I gotta ask, again, as you know, a super OG vet, what is your favorite part about Baddy Smash?
I think two things. One is just playing Smash with people. The other is watching the stream and hearing y'all cast.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's cool to have this competitive yet casual. I don't know what to call it. Competitive, casual, tournament style thing
Great
that we
mix.
do here. Yeah, it's just a good mix of both. You know, obviously people take it seriously, but at the same time, you know, we totally don't. So I agree with you with that.
Anyway, I think that wraps it up for our questions. Huckleton, do you have anything you'd like to say to the crowd listening at home before we conclude this interview?
Nah. Just, have fun. Get
Anyone
good.
you want to call out?
Anyone want to call out?
Yeah, you know, talk some smack.
Talk some smack.
You don't have to, but just giving you a chance right now.
No, you have to. You have to.
I have to.
You have to
Do
insult
Blaze.
one baddie player right now.
You can insult. You can insult Your Highness Blaze if you want to.
Salvo, hit more up, please.
Oh, it's man, this guy's too nice. He's giving out advice for his diss.
He
Some
needs to
people
hit
just
more.
build different.
Well,
All right,
again,
well-
thank you, Huckleton, for coming on to the show. And that'll be all for tonight's show. This was Chai.
And I'm Blaze.
And I'm Slade.
And we also have Huckleton. Say bye, Huckleton.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Peace.